Benjamin Netanyahu has bragged that he was given 30 keys. Autonomous automobile companies from Google, Intel, he said. Intel. I thought there were interesting similarities. Who am I kidding? Similarities? I mean, the same exact words were used. So I couldn't help noticing that pattern. Because let me tell you, he does, I mean, he's talking to his diplomats, but he is saying things and they get a different understanding than the audience that they are trying to fool are hearing.
Is it a mistake? Is it an accident? Or is there something else going on here, do we think?
I mean, I think it's a bug in the way how the design was made, because the assumption was made that the mailboxes, the computer programs would always stay in the same place. So it was a design flaw.
10 years ago, the 10 leading companies in the world were 5 energy companies, 1 IT, Microsoft. A mere 10 years later, in the fastest change in the history of the world, the picture is reversed. 5 IT companies in the top 10, only 1 energy company left on the list. Israel is right in the nexus of big data, connectivity, and artificial intelligence. That affects everything. Nothing remains untechnologized. Nothing. Nothing. Everything is being technologized. There's no more high tech, middle tech, low tech. Technology seeps everywhere into every field possible, not only automotive and cyber and agriculture and energy and the Internet of Things and the things in the Internet of Things which we make. Everything is changing.
Of the Internet of Things, of his revolutionary nexus, include the Intel security flaw. The meltdown, shakedown.
How seriously is the industry taking this?
I think people are taking it very seriously. There's a lot of companies paying attention to it and thinking about how to solve the problem. But the good news is that this vulnerability is not, at least today, there's no immediately easy way to exploit it remotely. There's no easy way to go and take over a remote computer. You have to be basically at the computer to do it.
Right, but Alex, what we're seeing now is perhaps just a foretaste of something that we're going to see much more of in the future. The Internet of Things.
Security flaw. Security flaw. Alert.
We couldn't compete on wheels. We couldn't compete on engines. That requires scale. We didn't have scale. Okay? That collapsed. Today we have a car industry. You don't call it a car industry, but it's a car industry. Second to none. It's got about 500 tech companies. Out of the thousands of startup companies that we have tech companies now that deal with cars. You use Waze? Yes. In just about every one of your countries? Yes. Okay. Where does Waze come from? Yeah. Who did they sell it to? Google. For how much? No, $1 billion. Nothing. Caroline Glick, this was sold for nothing. Gazillion, okay, nothing. So that's one thing that you use and you know is changing the way people drive cars. But cars are basically computers on wheels. 85% of a car's value, okay? In 5 years, 10 years, 85% of a car's value will be software. That's where we can compete. Big data, connectivity, artificial intelligence. So I just gave you Waze, now I give you Mobileye. Mobileye was sold not for $1 billion, it was sold for $15 billion, still cheap, to Google. But the interesting thing is Google didn't just buy it, they said, we buy it, sorry, Intel. They didn't just buy it, they said, we buy it and we give you the keys to 30 autonomous vehicle businesses around the world to be headed from here, from Jerusalem. Ki mitzion titzeh tochna. How the hell do I translate that? I don't know. Okay, all right? That is a change. And the more important change is the 500 tech companies, the 4,000 entrepreneurs, the 250 research groups from all over the world who are doing what? Who are spending $3 to $4 billion on the other guys. That's a revolution. In all your countries, you need cars. In all your countries, you need health. We're trying to create exactly the kind of revolution in digital health, preventive medicine, personalized medicine, because we have a database. Israel has the best database in the world for its citizens. 98% computerized medical records and a little card. I showed it to Xi Jinping.
I am supremely